Donald Trump isn't exactly known for thinking in foreign policy details.
My foreign policy will always put the interests of the American people and American security above all else.
But recently Trump got specific about something important: NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And what he said shocked everyone. NATO is a military alliance between the US, Canada, and a large chunk of Europe, basically saying if you attack one of us, you'll get a response from all of us. NATO has grown since to include 28 countries, including former members of the Soviet Union. It intervened to end the Bosnian War in 1995 and responded to the 9/11 attacks with a decade-long mission in Afghanistan. The alliance has helped keep the peace in the Northern Hemisphere for more than half a century. And now, Donald Trump is threatening to destroy the whole thing.
I mean, it's the most successful military alliance in the history of the world. I want to reassure our NATO allies that should any of them be attacked, we'll be there to defend them. And I'm willing to kind of chalk that up to a rookie mistake.
But Trump isn't backing down.
If Mitch McConnell says that, then he's wrong.
Would I approve waterboarding? You bet your ass I'd approve it. You bet your ass. In a heartbeat.
One of the things that I think the public has a misconception about is that the worst of the worst are incapable of being talked to, and that they will never cooperate with you despite your best efforts, and that the only way to get them to cooperate, because everything is time sensitive and we need actionable intelligence, is that you have to rely upon harsh interrogation techniques. If you want to recruit young jihadis, if you want to elevate the likes of KSM, Abu Zubaydah, al-Nashiri, Ramzi bin al-Shib to mythical status, torture them. Admit that you tortured them. Because when they're ultimately convicted, and whatever their ultimate fate is, there will be poems, songs, and their images are going to be emblazoned all over that world.
And don't tell me it doesn't work. Torture works, okay, folks? Torture, you know, I have these guys. Torture doesn't work. Believe me, it works, okay? And waterboarding is your minor form. Some people say it's not actually torture. Let's assume it is. But they asked me the question, what do you think of waterboarding? Absolutely fine. But we should go much stronger than waterboarding. That's the way I feel.
In the next clip, you're going to see John McCain talks about why he personally knows that torture does not work as a means of gathering information.
I have long believed some of these practices amounted to torture, as a reasonable person would define it, especially, but not only, the practice of waterboarding, which is a mock execution and an exquisite form of torture. Its use was shameful and unnecessary, and contrary to assertions made by some of its defenders, and as the committee's report makes clear, it produced little useful intelligence to help us track down the perpetrators of 9/11 or prevent new attacks and atrocities. I know from personal experience that the abuse of prisoners will produce more bad than good intelligence.
Because they asked me what I'd do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care.
But we see that happening in Ramadi. The other thing is with the terrorists, you have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families. They care about their lives. Don't kid yourself. But they say they don't care about their lives. You have to take out their families.
Joining us now, Executive Director of the Terra Asymmetrics Project on Strategy, Tactics, and Radical Ideology, Malcolm Nance. He's a combat veteran and a retired U.S. Navy intelligence collections operator.
Everybody thinks that you can just bomb these people, and we have been fighting this exact same group since before 9/11, actually since 1991. This is al-Qaeda's extended ideology, but in sort of a flash mob mentality. I don't think Donald Trump has a clue as to who ISIS is. I don't think that he understands the depth of their commitment, and certainly not the ability to root them out.
And what he thinks about being the star of a terrorist recruitment video. Let me ask you about a video that's been put out by al-Shabaab. This is an ISIS-affiliated terror group. And in the video, they use you, Donald Trump, a clip.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
And then the video goes on and says, the West will eventually turn against its Muslim citizens. They're saying to Muslims, either you join jihad or leave the United States because of what Mr. Trump is proposing.
Look, there's a problem.
50 former national security officials who served Republican presidents, including the 3 men seen here, have signed an open letter declaring they won't be voting for Donald Trump. Writing, from a foreign policy perspective, Donald Trump is not qualified to be president and commander-in-chief. Indeed, we are convinced he would be a dangerous president and would put at risk our country's national security and well-being.